Hi everybody, my name is Madison Brown. I'm going to be presenting my persuasive speech, but I wanted to acknowledge the fact I am struggling with a little bit of a head cold, so please forgive me. I will try to get through this as quickly as possible. So let's jump into it. United States special drug courts have been functional for 20 plus years, with about 2,500 drug courts active in the country. But to this day, many judges vote against drug court and believe incarceration instead as punishment. But reports show that drug courts give individuals the opportunity to reintegrate back into society while giving them the proper skills and resources to maintain a sober life while becoming productive members of different communities. According to Todd Hudlick's article titled Addressing Concerns About Drug Court, published in the updated version of the 2003 Behavioral Health Management Journal, a study of drug court effectiveness found that 84% of individuals coerced into drug court programs were neither arrested nor charged with any significant charges or crimes in the initial 5 years after they graduated recovery programs. With this being said, addicts are oftentimes facing an ongoing cycle of disease that alters their judgment and actions when using. Without proper medical attention, the individual is going to cycle through jails or prisons until the drug of their choice takes their life. According to a 2010 report, a National Center on Addiction and Substance Abuse at Columbia University states that only 11% of individuals in the United States who needed substance abuse treatment received it. With this being said, according to the DSM-5, the 2013 update to the Diagnostic and Statistic Manual of Mental Health Disorders published by the American Psychiatric Association states, addiction is a disease, ranking on a meter of mild to severe based on how many symptoms the individual has. Many addicts are introduced at a very young age, and drugs are all they know of sometimes. Oftentimes, they end up having other mental illnesses due to not having proper nurturing or parental influence on their life. They may have addictions in their genetics, and the physical damage that drugs leave becomes permanent in often situations. To fully combat addiction and preach the word of harm reduction, relapse prevention, and abstinence long term, we must open our thoughts and opinions on addicts and the surrounding stigma. The addict that you're judging for not being able to take care of her kids and who is facing jail time, there may be a deeper story. The many different types of drug court processes help individuals recover from addiction and prevent future criminal activity from taking place. It also frees up space in prisons and jails for individuals creating serious, heinous, drug-related charges. Now, the article, A Guiding Hand or a Slap on the Wrist, Can Drug Courts Be the Solution to Maternal Opioid Use? By Kara O'Connor, published in the 2019, an online journal from Northwestern University that was used and published in the Journal of Criminal Law and Criminology, states, due to the nature of opioid addiction, and which access to treatment can be the difference between life and death for some individuals, the public health crisis is calling for a new solution to addiction. They want to know how to best combat and address the health needs for pregnant women and their newborn children. Because pregnant women among the ages of 15 to 44 make up 20% of drug court individuals, we need to start advocating for them. Now ask yourself, for example, a mother bringing a child into this world who has an abusive partner. The same abusive partner, being the father of the mother's unborn baby, got the mother involved in illegal activities and got her caught up for his mistakes. Should she be sitting in a prison cell till the birth of her baby with the likelihood of falling back into the system? Or should proper intervention take place with rehabilitation and reintegration care resources, potentially saving the baby and the mother's life? Adult drug court, juvenile drug court, family drug court, GWI, re-entry, and veteran treatment courts are the many varieties of drug court options. Each program is significantly specially designed and shaped to each individual's charges and path. The process of drug court includes integration of substance abuse treatment services with justice system case processing, additional treatment and interaction with each judge for every court individual, monitoring and evaluation of program effectiveness, continuing interdisciplinary education to promote effective planning, information, and operation. And most importantly, they monitor participants' abstinence from frequent drugs and alcohol usage. Not everyone can just get approved for drug court, which is what keeps the program in check. Instead, if the individual doesn't comply with the stabilization periods, then they face incarceration with additional charges. In the 4 to 6 week stabilization period, the individual must complete interviews with coordination of court treatment. They must appear in court treatment courthouse sessions each weekend. They must observe a 10 p.m. daily curfew, attend orientation class, complete a formal and mandatory evaluation for substance abuse, and they must get permission for home visits or to see anyone outside of their family. Once the individual passes the 4 to 6 week period of time, they transition into phase 1, which is the early stage recovery, which is focused on full induction of the treatment program and providing support for the individuals. Phase 2 of drug court helps improve decision-making abilities and strengthens the skills to live without alcohol or addictive substances. In order to get a mark past phase 3, the individual must be clean for 180 days consecutively and must be actively involved in employment and education programs outside of treatment. Now that we have looked into the positive impacts of drug court treatment processes and what they do for society, we must focus on the advantages and the demographic of who drug court helps. We can achieve the objective of encouraging drug court instead of incarceration on both a political and a social level. Drug court gives mothers, fathers, and all family members the opportunity to get their custody of their children, displaying a reduction in crime rates, also showing judicial supervision and fear of penalties, additional charges, or arrest. Due to substance abuse, taxpayers' money can be saved and spent in other sections of the law. The United States drug court treatment process has been successful for the 20-plus years. Because of the strong judicial influence and leadership, the documentation and consent before admission, frequent evaluation and willingness to participate on the individual's end, sustained DTC funding, sanctions for non-compliant or incentives for compliance, and clear eligibility laws and criteria that does not change. Benzos, methamphetamines, synthetic opioids kill hundreds of thousands of Americans each year. But drug court can save somebody near you. Imagine a world where we view addicts as individuals from a humane perspective. Instead of encouraging the never-ending cycle of a cry for help from addicted individuals, we push that they change.